All right, everybody, welcome to the FTW podcast, the wrestling world in all its laughable glory. Tonight is episode number 148, recorded live on January 22nd, 2013 on FTWLive.com. I am Harrison, and joining us tonight is the incomparable Rob. Say hello, Rob.
Hey.
The illustrious Lee. Say hello, Lee.
I am better than all of you.
And Garvin. The magnificent. Say hello, Garvin.
I have a beard, so you guys have nothing on me.
Too cool. Too cool.
That's not a beard, Harrison.
No, I got like the 80s.
Have you hit puberty yet?
Barely. I'm just coming off the tail end of it. Tonight, we're going to discuss ADR as champion. Garvin, you are so proud of this. Fiesta or Siesta? Was the Royal Rumble build in this week's Raw as bad as Deuce Loosely thinks, which he always thinks something is bad? Can Caitlin's reign as Divas champion possibly last? The Bully Hogan Wedding, just another wrestling wedding? And was Taz's turn a good sign for Aces and Eights? All that and the week that was in WWE and TNA. If you're new to the show and listening through iTunes, YouTube, or through your favorite podcast player, make sure to check out theftwpodcast.com for more about us and how to get involved in upcoming discussions. You can also find out about us on Twitter. We got an awesome Google Plus community, right? That's what they're called. Yeah, community that you guys got to join. It's got like 700 plus members. It's hopping all the time. We got beer and women and great music. You got to check it out. And our group on Facebook. All those links are listed on ftwpodcast.com, so check them out. And for those of you guys listening on ftwlive.com, glad you can make it. Live chat hooligans represent. First,
Did you pay those women?
Lee, I don't pay women, they pay me. All right, jumping into TNA. All right, so here's my theory. We talked about it a little pre-show. Here's my theory for TNA. Okay, we talked about the idea that the new pay-per-view schedule, you really couldn't count Genesis as the first because it didn't have the thing. I think as of Thursday of last week, this is now the new TNA in 2013.
The new TNA where there is no Jeff Hardy for 4 weeks.
We're now seeing major hype for a pay-per-view, for a May pay-per-view that's 3 months away, or 2.5 months. We got some pretty, okay, no one hated this wedding more than me, and it honestly didn't suck. So anyway, Rob, I'm going to kick it to you. Am I right here? Is this like the new year for TNA as of Thursday?
Yeah, I think so. One of the big things that I've been criticizing TNA for is that the Aces and Eights storyline has looked like they're going week by week. But they really got away from that. When you watched the wedding, when you saw how things played out, there's a lot of little things that, as you remember back to previous TNA episodes, you could see that they were building up to. They've really started to kickstart building up for Lockdown, their main pay-per-view. They're starting to put storylines in place. I think this Impact was a good sign for TNA.
All right, anybody disagree?
Waits for Lee to disagree with me.
No. I'm not gonna disagree with that much. To be honest, I actually thought most of Impact was pretty decent. To be fair, I didn't like the wedding, but that's another story. And if you want to, I know Garv's gonna kill me. I know. I can see your hand, Garv. I know you're gonna kill me.
I'm gonna kick it to Garv because I'm gonna let Garv defend this one. Because go ahead.
Well, what I want to defend is just the idea of how they did Impact. Impact was a slightly different format than what we're used to. You know, usually there's at least 4 matches forced onto the card, whether we needed to see them or not. This one, it seemed like everything had a great purpose to it. You know, everything was there to push where they're going towards Lockout, and I thought that was fantastic. I know a lot of people. I'm sorry. The ones who were complaining about this Impact, the thing that they were complaining most about was that there was only 3 matches. But I think that's fine. You know, when you look at how they built everything else, how they built each of the feuds, you don't need a match to build a feud. You can do it over a segment, and I thought they did it. You know, it seems like every single feud had an opportunity to get over on Impact, including Jeff Hardy and Christopher Daniels in the whole world title race, despite it not being in the quote-unquote main event.
I mean, you won't get an argument from me about the whole only having 3 matches, because to be fair, I think that's fine. I mean, again, they've got they've got a massive way to go for the next pay-per-view, so 3 matches, 4 matches, that's fine. I have no issue in that. I agree with you as well. The Jeff Hardy, Chris Daniels, I liked it. It was really, really good. I really think Daniels should have gone over though. I really do. I genuinely think
you're just glad that Jeff Hardy won't be setting foot in your country.
Well, there is that as well, so we don't have to cope with it. But I'm not going to lie, I think TNA have pulled a fast one over the UK. I really do. So I think they've known about this for a while, and they've been advertising him for the last 3 to 4 months, majorly. Like, he's on the front of the poster. So to say he's not coming, I bet it will piss off a lot of people. I bet it will. I mean, it'll be a good time, but still.
Yeah, okay, that's the other question I wanted to ask you, Lee. Given the fact that he won't be there, do you really think that's going to hamper things a lot as far as TNA in England? Because TNA is kind of a big deal in England.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big deal. I mean, to be honest with you, the most ticket prices that TNA charge, it's actually more than WWE charge, so it is a pretty big deal. And when they do that, I don't think it'll hurt them in TNA. I just think people will just get a little bit pissed off, to be honest with you. So I'd be a bit pissed off, if Jeff Hardy's not turning up. Half the kids that will be there will want to see Jeff Hardy if that's why they come. So they may have. I think they may have to explain themselves a little better than the whole injury angle. So I don't really think that's majorly an excuse, really. I think they have kind of dropped the ball with that, and I do think that they've. I think it'll upset a few people, to be honest with you. I really do. But but again, the majority of people will they'll just get on with it, and they'll be happy to see Sting. But he has been majorly advertised. That's the thing, though. Jeff Hardy's been on the front of the poster itself. That's what annoys me.
Yeah, and just clarify, Lee. Are they in the UK right now? Are they taping
yes, they
now?
are.
Okay, but
I don't think they're taping now.
Okay.
I think it's tomorrow.
When is the first show that we will see? As in on TV? Is that this week or is that next week? I can't recall.
It's not this week. It's next week, because this week's going to be the.
Right, this week's going to be where you've got Daniels taking on Hardy for the world title.
All right. So
and
technically,
I've just realised that I've given away something.
Yeah, I mean, technically, there is still a lot of time to explain. Yeah, it does suck. Yeah, Sting is not a good replacement for Hardy, but at the same time, because they, have more time to devote to storylines, I think we can be patient on this one and see how they do it.
Yeah.
Here's my problem that I have with TNA though at the minute, and it's the fact that they are focusing way too much on the whole aces and eights angle. Like, I don't where this is going. Like, we've had for the past few months, aces and eights just get their ass kicked and kicked and kicked.
Okay, Lee, but come on. Okay, we got to talk about that. Wedding, Hardy, everything you want to go on.
Go for it.
Taz is now a member of Aces and Eights. We posted this on our Facebook page, and everybody said, holy crap. It is the consensus among our fans, I mean, from Derek, to Bradley, Damian, Robert C., Jesse L., Nick French, everybody is like, this is the shot in the arm that this storyline needed, to have Taz now. And the implications are mind-boggling, the fact that he's going to be doing commentary. But this is the shot in the arm that the storyline needed. Now, hang on, Lee. Garvin, okay. I want you to weigh in on this. I mean, are you in agreement with them? I mean, it was pretty much a mark-out moment. It kind of was.
It is, but I don't think it's the shot in the arm that you think it is. I think it was great because it was such a surprise. No one expected it. So it was like this swerve that we really didn't know how to react to, and because of that, it was awesome. Because it's so hard for wrestling to do that nowadays, where they just surprise. Like, okay, honestly, we know who most of the members of Aces and Eights were for months. We've known who every single person is. So for someone new to be involved that wasn't D'Lo Brown or Eric Bischoff, that's still awesome on the mic, like Taz. I mean, it's a great sign for Aces and Eights, but I don't think it will add anything else to it as far as what we're concerned with. We are concerned that they've looked weak. A guy on the mic is not going to help that. You know, all he's going to do is enforce the idea that they are a force to be reckoned with verbally.
Yeah, and that's exactly what my point was going to be. Taz coming in, yeah, it's a shock, but at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything in the ring. You know,
It depends on how they use Taz, I think.
I don't think it does.
Obviously, you can't use Taz physically as a wrestler because he can't take a bump with his injuries and all of that stuff. But there's a chance that he's not always in the booth as a commentator. There's a chance that he's on the mic, back in his badass ECW-esque persona, hyping up, talking, getting the troops ready. He can provide strategy direction. There's a lot of things you can do with Taz and with Taz's experience with aces and eights.
And even with gut check, the implications here, like when I say shot in the arm, I'm thinking commentary. I'm thinking gut check. I'm thinking he's probably going to do in-ring segments. You got to think backstage stuff. Taz, this is the only thing that would be bigger than Taz going aces and eights is someone like Hogan going aces and eights. But even that, Hogan's not even that prevalent on the show. Taz is the he would say he's probably the person you hear of most throughout the entire show. And now he's heavily involved in this storyline.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. If Hogan went to aces and eights, it would be crap. Okay, let's just kick that out.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it'd be terrible. I'm not saying it's that good. I'm just saying it's that the implications of what it means inside all these other things going on inside TNA.
But that's not a benefit in my mind. Why would that's not a benefit for TNA? Why would you want to turn a commentator heel like that? It's like the Michael Cole effect on the commentary team, for God's sake.
Okay. Go ahead, Garvin. What do you got?
It's interesting. I'll give you that. I think it's a great turn in the story, but it doesn't fix the problem that we have, and that problem is they look weak. And that's all. I mean, I totally agree with you, Harrison. That's awesome. And it's something new, and it adds life to this. But only on the mic side. It doesn't add life to it.
Everybody in the ring got destroyed by aces and eights. Hogan, Bully Ray, Tommy Dreamer. Everybody who was standing in the ring got destroyed. Brooke Hogan is being held off and forced to watch it.
Okay,
you cannot tell me that they look weak.
Wait.
Okay, I'm sorry, Rob. You can also stop right there. I'm sorry, Rob.
Lee, then Garvin. Lee, go first.
Right, okay. Rob, let's just kick this off. I'm just going to destroy you in 3 different parts here. So, first of all...
Take your best shot, man.
Okay. First of all, Brooke Hogan was exposed. You're perfectly right about that. Okay, let's just put that out of the way. Secondly, they've lost every match they've been in. Every single match they've been in.
A heel stable doesn't need to win matches to look good.
Yeah, Lee has the floor.
Wait. So you're saying a heel stable doesn't have to win the matches?
And they haven't lost every match they've been in. Devon beat Joseph Park.
Rob, Lee, come on, real quick, let's do it. We got other stuff we got to talk about.
I'm trying to. Okay, so you're saying a heel team doesn't need to win. So let's go back to the Nexus then, when they didn't win, and then if I remember rightly, it was you who said something along the lines of they were really crap because they didn't win anything. If I remember them lines correctly, something like that. We're in the same situation. It's degrading. It's going nowhere. We're getting nothing going down, and they've got no momentum about them. They can't. There's no point putting Taz in there. The only person who would have changed it around for me is Bully Ray. If Bully Ray turned heel, in my opinion, he could have added to the wrestling side and the mic side and got the group back on track. If Taz comes in, he can only do it via the mic. Like Garvin said, there's nothing they can do to make them look better.
Okay, excellent point. Okay, Garvin.
Yeah, Rob, I just want to throw out this one argument, and that is you are listing 3 people as quality opponents for Aces and Eights, okay? This is your list. Joseph Park, Hulk Hogan, and Tommy Dreamer.
And Bully Ray and Sting. Everybody in the wedding party that was in there.
Okay.
Out.
The wedding party doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Bully Ray doesn't count?
No, it wasn't a match. They just stacked him for nowhere. They've been doing that randomly, but then they've been destroyed in actual matches.
And you're talking about 1 point. But if you look at all the other times that Bully Ray has come out, they've all ran away from Bully Ray. Every single time. They run away as soon as Bully Ray gets out. So I think cheap shotting Bully Ray is an equality win over top.
Okay. Well, we got to move on. I do want to give the final word to one of our listeners, Derek, on our Facebook page. Basically dropped the bomb that I think is the best point you could possibly make about this, and that is saying, he loved it. The only thing that scares him is NWO did this. They had their own commentators, and it was awful. So there is that. And keep in mind, a lot of the people who are running this Aces and Eights storyline also ran that. So,
Okay. Can I just borrow the floor for 1 minute? Look, for 1 minute, I'm
fine,
back.
whatever.
Back in my groove. Okay. Chavo Guerrero does not need to touch a microphone again. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. Continue.
All right. Okay, so the other thing we got to talk about is the winner of the Gut Check Challenge. We talked about it last week between the two of them. We had the two guys that were running the Gut Check. I mean, Garv, Rob, Lee, how do you guys feel about this? I mean, this is the first time we've had the result of a Gut Check that went between two people that were new. How do you feel about that? Jay Bradley is now in there. Seemed like the crowd was really behind it. Do you guys like the idea of him being now being in TNA? Let's go to Garvin first.
I love it. I think Jay Bradley was the guy that I was behind. I didn't really like his opponent, Brian Cage, I think was his name. He just didn't do it for me. So Jay Bradley winning the contract makes sense. He was the better of the two, and I think he's probably by far he is the best guy to go through Gut Check so far, both on the mic, crowd reaction wise, and in the ring. He looks solid. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what they can do with him.
Okay, Rob, what are you thinking?
Definitely the best promo we've heard. I mean, when he turned to Taz and said, you're always talking about people going up and down the road. I've been up and down the road. I think that promo, anybody who is a young wrestler and is looking to get a contract with TNA, study that promo. That is how you give a promo. He had much more talent than his opponent. The crowd really got behind him. I really have to struggle to find anything bad about this guy. I think he's perfect for the Gut Check program. It's a really good find for TNA. And hopefully TNA will be able to make something out of them.
Rob and Bradley sitting in a tree. Lee, what do you think?
Fuck you, Harrison.
Yeah, my issue is, as per normal, I have an issue. The issue is, I just he's going straight down into OVW. So I'm not going to see him for 4, 5, 6 months. It's just a waste. It doesn't need to be.
Okay, you say that, but at the same time, I do want to roll this into Kenny King and Christian York seem to be heating up a little bit. So we're getting some rumblings of the Gut Check winners and what they can do as far as being, if they're really ring ready like Christian York was, really good on the mic like Christian York was. It seems like TNA is kind of saying, okay, maybe you don't really have to spend a lot of time in OVW.
That's a good point. Jay Bradley, we could see him in TNA sooner rather than later.
That's fair.
There's that point. But anyway, go on, Lee. One last point. Then I want to talk about the new format of Gut Check. I want to kick that to you guys. Lee, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Christian York doesn't look as good as what he did. That's my opinion. Kenny King to me looks really good, sharp as hell. But like Christian York, he isn't doing it for me at the minute. Just saying.
Yeah, he's a bit inconsistent.
I agree with you, Lee.
Sometimes he'll come out and he'll have a great match, and then they put him out the next night, and his match is just really crappy.
See, I think the thing is, it almost seems like he rises to the occasion. I mean, the Gut Check thing was really, the Gut Check match was, it was probably the most important one of his career. You can kind of look at it and go, well, that was really important. He rose to the occasion. His last pay-per-view match was pretty good, so maybe that's it too. Maybe he just, if the pressure's on and he's really feeling it, maybe that's when he turns up the heat. Otherwise, he just doesn't do it. I don't know. I mean, at that point, I'm speculating. Anyway, we got a new format for Gut Check. McBrad's in the chat says that Gut Check thing was stupid. Why not have both of them facing the judges instead of one of them face the judges and the other one gets out? What do you guys think about that? The kind of new format for Gut Check. I mean, are you liking it, Rob? What do you think?
Yeah, I like the new format. First and foremost, you only have so much time for the segment, and they made it clear that only one person gets the contract. So I think it's great for them to take a look at both wrestlers. During the deliberations, they made it obvious that they took an in-depth look at both wrestlers, and then they just said, okay, you know what, in this case, we're going to go with Jay Bradley. So I've got no problem with the new format. I really like it. I think it adds a new angle to Gut Check.
Okay. Lee, you disagree?
No, not really, actually. I prefer it to the old version. I still don't like Gut Check itself. It's still, to me, it's just, the concept's still not right. But it's better than it was, to be fair. I prefer this to what they used to do. I'm happy with it. Yeah, I'm happy with it like this compared to what it was before, but I still think they need to tweak some stuff.
Really quick question, Lee.
Yes.
What would you change about Gut Check?
I just changed just the whole, not the insider stuff. I'd make it just less, just focus on the wrestling itself and what they can do rather than just, the overall, getting the judges involved. It just feels like the judges are more pain in the arse, that's all.
Pain in the ass, okay.
They're just pain in the arse. I just want to focus on the wrestling and obviously go from there instead of...
So less focus on the judges, more focus on the wrestlers.
Who is it that benefit? Who is it that we need to benefit more? Is it the wrestlers or is it the judges?
The wrestlers. Definitely the wrestlers.
But Lee, we got one of the judges is now involved in a major storyline. Here's the thing. Okay, so Gut Check is apparently, when they do deliberations, is a peek behind the scenes. Okay?
Okay.
Right now, one of those judges is in a storyline involved in taking over the company.
Well,
how are they going to rectify this? That's where I'm looking at it. Is I'm going, okay, this is going to be a test for me, because if Taz comes out and he's not in character, not talking about aces and eights, not doing any of that, then to me, the Gut Check segment is revolutionary. If he comes in character, talking shit, going on about how this guy's going to be a great addition to aces and eights, I immediately lose all interest in Gut Check, because that means it is a work and it is a storyline. So for me, this Thursday, or whenever they do the next Gut Check, which will be in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Prepare to lose interest, because one of the things because Taz is usually one of the most detailed people. When he says yes or no, he usually gives a very detailed reason why. He looked at Jay Bradley and just said, I'm going to make it short and sweet to the point. No.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It's how they approach the Taz character in this next coming Gut Check, which probably be in a week or 2 weeks or whatever, depending on what happens. If he comes in character as an Aces and Eights member, it's going to be like a train wreck. It's just going to be a terrible idea. And I don't know, can there be any way would anybody be behind that? Would anybody go, yes, we want to have a behind the scenes look where every single person on camera is in character showing us what it looks like behind the scenes? It's like doctors playing on ER and but like not operating on somebody. But they're not actors, they're actual doctors. So the acting is shit and they're not actually doing anything.
Unless he tried to hire the talent for Aces and Eights. Unless that happened. But
that's the problem, is it's a storyline.
It's all a storyline.
Well, that's the thing though. Gut Check it's that wink. It's that wink and a nudge that Gut Check isn't. That it isn't storyline. That it's legitimate. I know that there's more people involved. I mean, I'm sure an HR department is involved before they actually hire these people. I'm guessing there are W-9s they have to fill out, and they're not going to show that on camera. I get that. But the deliberations and all that stuff, I think that's real. And I like the idea of that being real. And if Taz comes out for Gut Check and is not wearing the cut for Aces and Eights, isn't doing the character, and he's legitimately same Taz that we've seen in every Gut Check segment since.
Not a chance.
That's huge.
Not a chance.
That is huge. Oh, come on, Lee. Okay, fine. If it happens, Lee, you have to say you were wrong. Okay, Lee, here it is. Lee, if you're wrong, here's the bet. If you're wrong, you have to introduce yourself every single time you want to speak as, I'm Lee, and I'm a big deal, and this is what I have to say. Every single time you have to say that.
Oh, yeah, because you haven't got things wrong on this show every episode.
I'm just saying. You taking the bet?
I'll gladly take the bet. Of course he'll be in character.
Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. All right, Garth, what do you got?
Okay. To be fair, I have not been listening over the last 5 minutes, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I will
Thank
say,
you, Joe. I appreciate
it. Thanks so much for your attention, Garb. I hope you
I was doing some research
the show,
in the live chat.
Joe's not here, so he has to do it.
Yeah. Research porn.
In the live chat, they were talking about there's actually a new Gut Check tournament that was started, and it's going to be starting in the UK, but I guess it's like a month-long thing. There's
it is. You get to vote for people.
Yeah, it's 16 brackets. You get to vote who wins in that bracket, but I'm not sure what the process is. I believe there's going to be a new show on Spike TV specifically about Gut Check. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems
Okay,
like.
I
it
heard
is.
I heard rumors of that, but it seemed like it was one of those, the janitor's friend's cousin says that this is, I mean, it's like unsourced stuff that's nowhere near, it seemed like a really, really weak rumor, so I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah, it'll come from me then.
Oh, wait. I need to take a step back.
WrestleZone exclusive.
McBrad's in live chat, Harrison, he said, if you lose, you have to down an entire can of Boddingtons.
Oh my god, that is perfect. Oh, well done. Well done. So good.
Okay, so this is from the let's talk about this again next week when we have some real information. There's a video that goes along with this. There's voting. So if you guys want to vote for it, impactwrestling.com, there's an image that says the Gut Check Challenge, where you, the fans, can decide which previous Gut Check participants deserve to be featured on our Gut Check on Spike TV. So there's a bunch of, paragraphs of text that I don't really want to read right now. So anyways, we'll talk about that more next week.
All right, but last topic on TNA before we move on to WWE is Aries and Roode tried to come out and break up the wedding festivities, and we got a heavy dose of Chavo and Hernandez, and it seems like we got them coming into a match this coming week. Now, this kind of spin-off from the wedding, Aries, Roode, Chavo, and Hernandez, you guys liking this as far as where they're going with this, or do you think it's kind of a wasted effort?
Yeah, I kind of liked it. As bad as Chavo's promo was, it was actually the best promo he's given in a while, and that kind of says something. And I'm really excited to see what Chavo and Hernandez can do against Aries and Roode. This is going to be a big push for both Hernandez and Chavo. If Chavo is going to step up and make his career in TNA something other than a joke, he has to do it now. If he doesn't, nail in the coffin in his career in TNA.
Ooh, strong words. What about that? Do you guys think that? What do you think, Lee?
I actually think this is a bit of a joke, to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the Chavo and Hernandez anyway, but the fact that they gave such a horrible promo after multiple Chavo gave a horrible promo that night, it was one of the worst things I've heard in a long time. But that was outdone by something later on yesterday. But we'll go into that in a minute. The fact that I don't like that Roode thing are teaming up. I don't like that they're teaming up. I think that's a bit of a joke more than anything. Why would you put Aries and Roode together? Like, I understand but they should be up there. They should be in the main. Why wouldn't you? Because they're in the main event. They should be the main event. Aries and Roode teaming up instead of pissing around with the tag titles when they should be main event.
Yeah, but let's look at the schedule. I mean, you know the main event that they'd be going after isn't going to be on the next 4 weeks. So
but
what
the
do you
main
do with
event,
them?
yes, but the main event that was of your world champion that's now not there is you've got to replace that. So why not have them two put in, at the top?
Whatever we decide to do going forward, no more finger quotes. I mean, can we stop doing the main event of whatever it is you're talking about? And it's just because
it's mine and Garth's language, okay? Yeah. It's just because you don't get it doesn't mean you need to be involved in it.
It doesn't play well on audio, unless you say, "I'm putting up finger quotes now. Finger quotes engaged. Main event." Putting away my finger quotes so I can continue.
Yes, but hold on. The way I am saying it, hence where so when my voice lowers like that, it means it starts, and then it will stop when I've stopped doing that.
Okay, Lee.
But you have an accent, which throws people off.
Okay, wait.
Go ahead, Garvin.
I just want to get back on topic. I think it's great that they're teaming up. I think it's an awesome opportunity for the two. It's something that we've, those who are appreciative of it are liking it a lot. So I know Lee is not, but I like it a lot. I think it's a great teaming.
What was that supposed to mean?
And
those who aren't appreciative of it.
Yeah.
Very passive aggressive. I approve.
Lee, I've got one question for you real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
With regards to my comment, do you agree with what I do, that since TNA is going forward with this, and we're going to see Chavo in the ring with two main eventers, this is his make or break moment in TNA?
Yes, I will agree with that.
Okay.
And hence why I went Yes, I will agree with that. So then the speech marks are in there.
And that is it. All right, so make or break for Chavo. Let's see what happens with Taz coming up. Should be a lot of, 2013 looking up for TNA. It should be pretty interesting. All right, so let's jump now to Ask FTW. You ask, we answer. You can send us any topics that you want us to talk about via email to questions@ftwpodcast.com, Twitter by DMing us at FTWpodcast, or by using the hashtag AskFTW by posting on our Facebook wall in our Google Plus community, which is totally awesome and totally kicking right now. You can leave a comment on this site itself. You have no excuse now, so make sure you send in those questions. Our Carmichael 8188 retweeted us, basically tweeted us asking, team greatest it factor winning the tag titles before lockdown or in a lockdown pay-per-view. What about that one? The greatest it factor, basically the idea that Austin Aries and Robert Roode would possibly win the belts before lockdown or at all in TNA. What do you think about this, Rob?
Given the amount of time they have before lockdown, I could see TNA toying with it to help rebuild their tag team division, maybe get some more competition going and everything there. Is it likely to happen? No, but it probably would be a good thing for the division to happen. Okay.
Lee, what do you think?
Yeah, I have a sneaky feeling they'll put the titles on. I don't think I can't see on Chavo It's too much longer, and I think it'll happen on an Impact. It's too long away for lockdown, so give it a month, and from there they'll get a title match and they'll win it as well.
Okay. Garv, what do you think?
I like the idea, but I have a hard time thinking that they'll get it, that they'll still be in the tag team race by lockdown. I mean, it's possible because of how they're changing, the overall format of their shows to accommodate the longer pay-per-view cycle, but I almost don't want to see them holding the titles by then. I kind of want to see them moving forward and doing something on the individual side by lockdown. But then again, I mean, it is March. I don't know. I'm torn. But Chavo and Hernandez need to drop the titles, so this works too.
Oh, we've been saying it for weeks. Chavo and Hernandez need to drop the titles, and this is no different. The only problem I have is that the idea that, it's kind of the inverse of what happened when Kane and Daniel Bryan won the belts. You got an almost dead tag division. The idea of throwing these guys in there, I don't know, because TNA's tag division has such an amazing lineage with Beer Money and the Motor City Machine Guns, who are no longer. I really wish we could just go back to that as opposed to having this kind of pseudo resuscitation of the team greatest it factor, whatever they're going to call themselves, winning the belts. So if they do, it'll be cool, but I would rather have them be separated and preferably going after the main event strap by themselves. Regardless, Chavo and Hernandez need to drop the belts.
Women wrestlers aren't getting paid? Why do you do a job?
Here is your win.
You do any job,
and fail.
Is to fucking get paid!
Of the week.
It's time for win, fail. Your wins of the week. Rob, go.
My win of the week is going to be Taz joining Aces and Eights. That was awesome. The way Taz did it was awesome. It like we were talking about earlier, it was something that nobody saw coming. And after it happened, then you started to put the pieces together that TNA had laid leading up to it. And I was like, wow, okay, maybe they're not doing Aces and Eights week by week after all. Maybe they do have a plan. All in all, that has to be the win of the week.
Okay, great. Lee, your win of the week.
Well, my win of the week is going to go to TNA, and it's just going to be like Rob's. My moment was, it was surprising, it was shocking. It hadn't happened at the end of Impact, and it really hit. It was really popular around the internet itself. So that's why I'm going with boob slip from Brooke Hogan.
That was a pretty good build there, Lee. Thank you for that. Take your bow. Garvin, your win of the week.
The visual of Christopher Daniels holding the title over Jeff Hardy on Impact. I really hope that happens soon, but we'll see.
My win is Impact as a whole. I thought it was pretty solid, honestly. The wedding, I thought for sure the only way you could do a wrestling wedding and not have it suck was involve Edge. And no, you can have Taz. And it worked. It was awesome. It was entertaining. It wasn't the slow motion car wreck with your grandma in the car screaming, "I forgot my medication," that you think it would be. But it was actually didn't suck. I thought it was awesome. And Taz.
And we didn't need Cyborg with an X.
Yes, we did not need Cyborg with. Fuck! Damn it, Rob.
I even got you to refer to him. Yes. Win for me.
All right, now I know what my fail is gonna be. Anyway, okay. So yeah, to Taz's turn. Only to see what is gonna happen now with that. It's gonna be interesting. All right. FTWpodcast.com for more information about us and how to get involved in the future. Our new and totally awesome site is live. Thank you, Garvin, for totally kicking ass on that. We posted links to our iTunes page. You can rate us higher than any other podcast in the history of man. 6 stars. Right now we're at under 5, but I'm pretty sure if we keep going at it, we might be able to get it over 6. You have to make sure that you can call us. We can get 6 stars. I'm pretty sure we could. I don't know. Break it. I don't know. Put a sticker on your computer screen. I don't care. Make sure there are also other links there to support us, and we appreciate any help that we can get, obviously. Thank you, everyone in the live chat. The live chat really can strike again. You guys are awesome. That's friends. We record every FTW podcast episode on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time at FTWLive.com. And don't forget, this Saturday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Royal Rumble pre-show show. See you later, guys.